Hi, this is a video on how to change a broken guitar string on an electric hollow body guitar. Alright, now all you need to do is to get some strings. You can choose any kind you want, but my favorite brand is going to be Ernie Balls. I like to get the hybrid slinkies. There are different kinds of strings as well, depending on if you have an acoustic or electric guitar. If you want to use an electric guitar, you're going to want nickel wound. The custom gauge is really depends on whether the strings are going to be thicker or thinner in comparison to other packages. So, for example, the hybrid slinkies are going to have a lighter gauge on the top on the high strings and actually a thicker gauge on the bottom strings compared to other strings. Alright, now the first thing we want to do is remove that guitar string that's broken. So on this one it's going to be the high string, the high E string is the one that's snapped. So now you want to make sure you get every single piece of that used guitar string out. So you unwind the end that's up here, and you've got to make sure that there's going to be a little metal end right here in that little hole. And you can actually see all the other ones in there except for that top one. Now you need to pick your strings. You need to know which one to use. So I just pull them all out, find the one with the smallest gauge, which is going to be a 9 on the hybrids, and that's the one I'm going to use to replace my string. Here we go. This little metal head right here is that little piece you are seeing from all the other strings inside here. And the one that's missing is this one, and it's right there on top. Now what you want to do is unwind the string very carefully, make sure it doesn't get tangled or bent. And you're going to insert the end that does not have the little knob on it into right here, the top one, the one that's missing. And you're going to pull it all the way through until it goes all the way in. Make sure the little metal head is inside there. See, now they all have one. Okay, now the other end of the string. So now you have it hanging out like this. Now you want to bend the last about 3 inches of the string. Just bend it. And that's where this part is going to go into the little hole in the knob that's on the end right there. So what we do is, depending on which way you want to turn the knob for it to tighten the string, depends on which way you want to coil it. It really depends on the person. There's no right or wrong way to do it, because this little piece right here on the bridge is what's going to keep the string where it goes, and so it really doesn't matter which way this spins up here. I typically try to make sure that all the strings are coming out of the same side. So if I'm only going to replace one string and they're all spinning counterclockwise, then I'm obviously going to put this one counterclockwise as well. Okay, once it's in, you just put it straight, and right where it bends is where it should end. Then you just start turning the knob and let it coil around, and keep your finger on the other side just to make the coils neat. If the coils start overlapping over each other and then you tighten the string too much, once it gets kind of old, there's a lot bigger chance of it just breaking on its own. So you don't really want to do that. You want the coils to be as neat as possible. Then you just turn it and turn it and turn it and turn it and turn it. It takes about 6 coils probably, depending on the string. If you're replacing one of the thicker strings, then you're probably only going to need 1 or 2 coils, as opposed to 5 or 6. Once it's tight, all you have to do is tune your guitar.